Hello students, today's lesson will be working on negative numbers and our learning objective is to be able to add and subtract negative numbers. The equipment required for this lesson is pen, paper, ruler, and our real life links and keywords are across the left. Now, to start off with, we're going to recap basically ordering numbers, and these numbers obviously include decimals and negatives. So what I want you to do is pause the video now, have a go at these all three questions and put them in order from smallest to biggest. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, we should have done that by now, and the answers that we should have got are given below. Just check through those, make sure they're correct. If they're not, try to identify where you went wrong. Okay, now moving on, I'm going to show you a little example here, nice and simple, straightforward, of how we can find the difference between two numbers. And what does difference actually mean? The difference is the gap between two numbers. Okay, and the simple way to do it is you're doing one number subtract the other. Okay, so if we have on the thermometer on the left, we have a measurement of 60, and on the right, we have a measurement of 20. So we want to find the difference, or in other words, the gap. So we can just do 60, subtract 20, and that will give us the difference, which is 40 degrees. Now, I want you to try one yourself, and let's see what we get. So there are your measurements there. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so we should have got 15 degrees for this one. And we'll try one more slightly trickier one. So this one's a bit tricky. I'll give you the measurements now. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, what we should have got for this one is 50 subtract minus 15, which would have given us 65, not 35. So well done if you got that right, as 65 degrees. Okay, now moving on. I want to show you quickly visually of how we add and subtract where there's a negative number involved. So I've given you a number line here as well, just to show you visually of what's going on and what's going to happen. So we're doing minus 3 plus 5. So the first thing in the question is minus 3. So that's where we start. And we are adding, so therefore we're going to go to the right of our number line, and we are adding 5, so that means we're moving 5 spaces to the right. And if we have a look here, if we move 5 spaces to the right, we should have ended up on 2 as our answer. Okay, now for this task, slightly different, namely because there's 2 movements you'll have to do along the number line, and it's up to you. Obviously, you have to decide whether you're going left or right, and obviously what your final answer is going to be. So can I ask you to pause the video now and have a go at this question, and we'll come back together with the answer. Okay, so we should have answered that by now, and the first thing we would do is find our starting point, which would have been 2. Now, obviously, because we're adding, we're going to move across the number line to the right. And how many spaces is that? It's going to be 3. So we're going to move 3 spaces. And we should have landed on 5. And now we're going to subtract 7. So because it's a subtraction, again, we're moving, but this time we're moving to the left. And how many spaces are we moving? We're going to move 7 spaces to the left. And what we should have had as our answer is minus 2. So well done for those of you who got that right. Okay. Now, when we're adding and subtracting negative numbers, we need to apply certain rules to calculations which have negative numbers. And I'll show you what I mean. Now, what I want you to do is have a look at this box. When there are 2 symbols in the middle and they are both pluses or both minuses, it will always become an add. And when the symbols are different, so you have a plus or a minus plus, when the 2 symbols in the middle are not the same as each other, it will always become a subtract. Now, the signs must be next to each other, so there shouldn't be a number in between them in order to apply these rules. And I'll show you what I mean. So we've got 4 plus minus 2. Now, if we have a look, and we know that 4 is the first thing, so that's our starting point. Now, look at the 2 symbols, plus and minus. Because they are different, it's a subtraction. That's the way I want you to look at it. If the 2 symbols are the same, we add. If the symbols are different, we subtract. Simple as that. So because it's a subtraction, we are going to be subtracting 2. So because we're subtracting 2, obviously we're moving left on the number line. and we're moving only 2 spaces to the left. So what we should get as our answer is 2. Okay, our final answer should have been 2. Now, I want you to have a go at this one. So pause the video now and have a go, and we'll come back together with the answer. Okay, so we should have had a go at this. Now, our starting point is -3. We're subtracting, and this time we're subtracting 1. So -3 take away 1, and that would give us an answer of 4, because we're -4, sorry, because we're moving only 1 to the left. So for those of you who got -4, well done. I want you to have a go at another question here. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so what we should have done is started on 2. And something's going to happen, and we're going to move 3 spaces either left or right, and it all depends on the 2 symbols in the middle. Now, because they are the same, we are adding this time, so it's going to be 2 plus 3, and so that means we're moving 3 spaces, and we should have a final answer of 5. So well done for those of you who got that right. Okay, now so for your main activity, I want you guys to have a go at all of these questions. Now, obviously, you're going to start with number 1. You're going to write the question out, and then finally, obviously, the answer. Once you've done all 14 questions, take a picture of those and upload it to your class charts lesson. Remember, 13 and 14 are challenge questions. I'll be interested to see who gets those right. So make sure you clearly label the question and obviously your answer. And good luck with the task. Once you've done that, I've got a fun activity for some of you guys to try, and this one is a code breaker. What you have to do here is obviously work out the answer, and then if you have a look at the code box, so the first one's been done for you. The answer 5 take away 10 was -5, and if you look in the code box at -5, it would have given us a letter K. So anytime you saw -5 in your as one of your answers, the letter that you'd put in the yellow boxes would be K. Now all your job is to do is find the secret code. Okay, and if you find the code and you've answered this question, then include that as part of the picture that you upload to class charts. All you need to do is give us the sentence, and we know you've done it correct. So good luck with this as well. And that's all. That's enough for today's lesson. See you in the next video.